So your orchid hasn't been blooming and you figured out that you have a root problem by looking at the roots and they're kind of mushy. So we're going to take care of those roots and repot this orchid to hopefully promote new growth so that it will develop and bloom like the rest of the orchids that we have in the house. So first what we're going to do is just simply pull the orchid out from the container that it's in. And you can wash out this container and use the same one, or you can get a new one. And you're going to take a look and you can see that these roots are not doing very well. They're kind of soggy. They must have been overwatered. They're just having a hard time. The plant itself looks really good, but the roots tell a different story, and that's where it's pulling up its nutrition from. So you're just going to shake off all of the bark mixture and moss that's in there. And we're just going to go ahead and discard that. So with a fresh container, your plant, you're going to take a pruning shears so you can see that the roots are not doing well. When they're soggy and they're brown, they're kind of mushy, you're going to take care of those and clip those right out. This here is the actual root. The outside sleeve acts as a filter where the water goes in and gets trapped, and then this absorbs the water. But when they're overwatered or they have a disease, the roots will show the story of whether they're doing well or not. So we're going to go through and heavily clean up so that we can put it back in a medium and promote new growth with healthy roots. So you can see we trimmed off quite a bit of the roots that were not doing well. They were just dying off. They were either overwatered or disease had set into them. So we clipped all of them off, leaving a few nice ones to absorb that moisture, and then we're going to replant it. You can see on the bottom here, this is an air root. We're not going to plant that. That's a totally different style. They're not meant to go in the medium. They're meant to absorb the moisture in the air. So now that our plant is cleaned up, it's time to repot them. We're going to use Orchid mixture, which is a combination of bark, some clay pieces, and some moss. And that is the medium that we're going to use as the soil in the orchid pot. You're not going to use regular soil. Trees are where their natural habitat are, and they kind of live in the crook of a tree where all of that debris goes. So that's what we're going to use. And it allows a lot of air and allows just the right enough amount of moisture for the orchids themselves. So we're going to fill that pot up a little ways and push him down as much as we can, leaving that air root stay out because we don't want to put him in with it. And just keep filling it up. And just make sure that you push in so that, if you have a lot of roots, that they go in between, that it has a nice strong base to it. Once we have this all potted up, we're going to give it a drink. Also give it a little bit of the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. That way it'll give it the nutrients to start pushing out those fresh roots right away. Now that our orchid is cleaned up in new medium and in its pot, we're going to place it back in the original container, making sure not to overwater this time to make sure those roots stay healthy. If you've enjoyed these tips and tricks, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us. And of course, you can find the orchid mixture, clippers, the pots, and the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer all on our beatyourneighbor.com website. Have a great day.